Man, this this really sucks.
Moral duty. And then at the same time, the Biden administration crushed domestic oil production here by canceling oil and gas leases. And then, as if that wasn't enough, the Biden administration sold a piece of our strategic petroleum reserve, maybe this country's most important resource, to China. None of this hurt Putin in any way. All of it impoverishes the United States. So what could possibly be the justification for doing that? We've wondered. Anyone who's paying attention has had to have wondered that. Well, this week, Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland, of Bethesda, answered that question. Russia is an Orthodox Christian country with traditional social values. And for that reason, it must be destroyed, no matter what the cost to us. So this is not a conventional war. This is a jihad. Jamie Raskin said that out loud, but many in Washington agree with him, in both parties. They would like to see World War trans immediately. So what is a jihad going to mean for you? Well, the details are stunning. Thanks to the Biden administration's religious war in Ukraine, this country is about to run out of diesel fuel. According to data from the Energy Information Administration, by the Monday of Thanksgiving week, that's 25 days from now, there will be no more diesel. So what's going to happen then? Well, everything will stop. That means trucks and trains and barges all unable to move. Farm equipment will shut down. There will be no deliveries because there will be no trucks. There will be no diesel generators. And then, inevitably, our economy will crash because everything runs on diesel fuel. Not on solar panels, not on wind farms, on diesel fuel. Diesel is not a negotiable commodity. You have to have diesel. So what happens when we don't have it? Well, yesterday, Fox's Jackie Heinrich, apparently alone in the White House press corps, asked the White House spokesman, John Kirby, that very question. What's the plan here? We're running out of diesel. John Kirby, standing at the podium, representing the White House, the President of the United States, the administration, the largest organization in human history, the executive branch of government, had no answer. But don't worry, he said. We will be exporting plenty of energy to Europe to help fight that progressive crusade in Ukraine. Watch.
What are we doing to increase the supply of diesel, given that the Energy Information Administration said as of October 14th, the U.S. only had about a 25-day supply? You have the Northeast and New York already rationing home heating oil. What are we doing to prepare for the winter and to ramp up supply of diesel?
I'll take the question on the diesel because I just don't have the data on that in front of me. So let me take that and we'll get back to you on that. But writ large, the president has been working very, very hard to make sure that we're that not only are we ready for fluctuations that could come, and of course the prices are going down, and we think that's important, but that we are also doing what we can to help our European friends and partners who are also going to be facing a long, cold winter. We have doubled our commitment. The commitment he made in March for natural gas exports to Europe, we've doubled that commitment in terms of actual, getting things over there, getting natural gas over there. And we are working with foreign suppliers of natural gas and oil to see if we can't help our European partners diversify their own storage and supplies.
So just pause and savor the irony here just for a moment, because now everything is irony. They've been telling you for decades, since Al Gore left the White House, that the single greatest threat to the world was warming. And because of their efforts to fight warming, you are in danger of freezing. And unlike warming, freezing actually kills people, a lot of people every year. And it will kill people in the West this year thanks to their efforts to fight warming. Okay. The second thing to notice is the White House spokesman's totally uninterested, blasé response to the most basic question anyone could ask, which is, what are we doing about the fact we're running out of diesel fuel? And he has no idea, and he's not embarrassed that he has no idea. The problem is, at this point, there may not be an answer, because there may not be a way to avoid a disaster. Diesel fuel is not just low in this country, it's low in every Western nation that has aligned itself with Ukraine. All these nations preparing for World War trans are running out of diesel fuel. As New York Magazine has reported, the last time there was this little supply of diesel, there were about 3.5 billion fewer people on the planet. Well, that puts it in perspective. So the Biden administration responded, as you know, earlier this year to rising gas prices, which they feared above all because the midterms are coming in 2 weeks, by tapping the strategic petroleum reserves. But that will not work here. The Northeast Home Heating Oil Reserve contains 1 million barrels of diesel in case of emergencies.
This is probably so stupid, but right here in this transition before this diesel disaster shows up, I just heard this, and I recognize it because I talk into a camera, and this guy's a professional. I very seldomly ever see him do a slip up or a screw up, and there's I have reasons why I'm doubting this. You know what I mean? Because this is very fear driven sounding. Okay, so right after he says this, I just noticed this little slip up.
But many in Washington agree with him in both parties. They would like to see World War trans immediately. So what is a jihad going to mean for you?
It's really easy to miss. It's really small, but it's enough for you to be reminded that there's a script and that sometimes the person reading isn't always the person who wrote it, and sometimes people have a narrative or something that they want to push. I just noticed a small little slip. Okay, that's all. One more time.
Immediately. What is a jihad going to...
No big deal. Okay. But I wanted to throw that in there. It's probably so stupid, but I wanted to move on to the next point, which is what you were just talking about off camera. People pushing their diesels to the limit.
So I've had a lot of people say, you can't run a diesel engine on waste motor oil and waste petroleum stuff. And, just gonna top it off and see how it runs.
Now, that is a diesel Mercedes. Look at this. You can see into the fuel line right here. This is a filter. It's got diesel. It's got a mix of diesel and oil. Wow. So it's a Mercedes that he's running used oil. Not just oil, used oil, which makes it even more efficient, right, in my opinion, to run waste as fuel. What? This is some Back to the Future stuff. Okay?
That's what we do in gardening all the time.
You can tell. To show you, that's not pump diesel fuel. Well, let the glow plug cycle. Starts right up, idle smooth, runs great. As you can see, running smooth. Don't mind the rattle from this. The rattle response is good. Come back here. It's a little cold. Engine hasn't been running that long, but she's not billowing smoke. Got a little bit of a haze to it, but that's the downside to running a single tank. I'm not a big fan of it, which is why I'm going to be switching it out. But yeah, it seems to do just fine on it.
I'm just saying, gang. All right, guys. We can do this with or without diesel, so be not dismayed.
That's right.
Okay? Now, I know this doesn't bother a lot of you guys, the majority of my viewers maybe, but I'm talking to all my homeboys and homegirls out there on the ranch with a diesel farm truck. Don't be so scared.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We got this, okay? We will survive. Diesel shortage prompting concerns as energy prices skyrocket ahead of winter, which, it's all coming out of Fox. And it's like they've had a really good track record over the last 2 years with all the left doing all the stuff and all the, BLM and, CNN is the liar. But now, like I knew that this diesel thing, we're still in the midst of it.
Yes.
Like, I can't find diesel around town right now. I mean, I'm probably sure I could if I went to the interstate, but I'm basically a skeptic because I'm like, this is fabricated. I mean, you can totally make it look like there's a diesel shortage and there not actually be one, which is my conspiracy tinfoil hat. What I do know is I'm going to try my best not to worry and I'm gonna try my best to give it to God, and because it would be really easy to sit here and worry. Because yeah, I mean, diesel is a non-negotiable commodity, like Tucker was saying earlier. But I'm keeping my eye on this. You guys let me know what your thoughts are, please, down in the comments down below. Shameless plug. There is a thanks button down below. I don't know what it does. Well, maybe I do. But if you guys want to help support the channel, you can check that button out. Be sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Give the video a like, smash like, whatever you want to say. And definitely comment your thoughts. Let us know. What do you think about the diesel shortage? Will it shut down all? Will it shut the whole country down? Is that what's coming? Or is this maybe an exaggeration by Fox? Maybe a narrative they have? I don't know. Are they trying to light up the right? I don't know. Just trying to look at this from a centrist perspective. You know, why, what would they benefit? You know, who benefits from telling the public this? Can you find diesel? Are what my diesel drivers out there, especially any truck drivers that watch the channel? Let us know. What are your prices? Do you see a shortage? Definitely let me know. And any videos you have, tag me, and I would love to see what your local prices are or anything. Anyway, guys, with that, we love you and thank you so much for joining us today. Please smash the like I said earlier. We're praying for you and yours. Please keep us in your prayers. And until next time, guys, go do and don't worry, y'all. Bro fist. Much love.